Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 7 of Club 6 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager 24. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I did just hit myself in the face with that. Your eyes did not deceive you. But in today's video, it's 2 cup finals. We've got the Coppa Italia final against AC Milan. Fairly big rivalry there. And then the Europa League final, that competition that we didn't realise we were in until I joined the club because I made a bit of a boo-boo. But we're going to be playing against Leicester City, trying to win that and get just another trophy on our way to playing in the Champions League next season, where hopefully we can just win the whole thing. Sound like a plan? Does to me. Let's get to it. So, since you were last with us, I played one game. It was against Palermo. You can see it at the top there, 2-0. Nothing particularly special about it. It was Cordoba with a wonderful goal, and then Antalikos getting a goal as well. Really poor performance from Zilli. I played him as an inside forward on the left-hand side. I don't know if I'm going to do that again. It was a shocking performance. Campanella didn't do that well. To be fair, the starting attacking midfield three really struggled in this game. And you can see we had a massive gap between the goals. 8th minute, 93rd minute. So I don't know whether that tells the whole story. Maybe some pre-season training under Zilli's belt in that position will get him better in that role. He's played in that role for us before this season and he's done okay there. So I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's not... I'm not convinced it's a lost cause. I'm convinced there's something we can do. Also, to confirm, the signing of Scalvini has been confirmed. There's a lot of transfers that have been made, I want to point out. I'm aware of that. Backup goalkeeper, young player, centre-back will start. This guy, Melvin Navarro, he looks like a wonder kid without the wonder kid tag. He's 20 years old. He's French. He looks like he's going to be incredible. I signed him because it's what I would do if I was going to stay for longer. I'm obviously not going to stay for longer, but it's what I would do. So he's coming in. I'll probably loan him out more than likely, but he's a 2-star player. He could do a job for us. De Erico, young player. Lefebvre, expensive young player, but definitely looks like he has a little bit of magic in him. And I think once we sign him, his value will go up. I'm not going to lie. I've signed him to make a profit on him. De Vries is probably someone who will get in and around the first team. He looks like he's got... Oh, let me do that again. He's got a little bit of ability to do that. He's quick. His crossing is pretty good. His passing's not particularly great, but he's got good technique. He's got a little bit of flair, not loads of it, but... he could be someone special. He's already made his first appearance for the Netherlands as well. I don't know if it was a start, but he's made his first appearance. And you know about Alexiv. So, I have made a lot of transfers. Bear in mind, of course, I've still got so much money left that we're probably not going to end up using. So, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's get to the game in the Coppa Italia final against AC Milan. And... sorry, that was showing up both centre-backs and full-backs there, even though only one of them was selected. There we go, that's more like it. This is the 11 that we're going to be using to hopefully bring another trophy home this season. It is going to be Urbig in goal, Deloro, Kabasi, Taglioni and Urbano in defence, Tenas and Verlaine in the middle with Simini, Gula and Espinoza supporting Antalikos up front. I was tempted to start Simini up front, but he's not going to start there next season, so there's no point. I was also tempted to start Zilli, but after the performance he had in the last game, if Zilli ends up being a backup player, it's not the end of the world. He's a heck of a backup player to have. I just think he's too good for a backup player. But he's just not going to get into the team while we've got Ardagula. And I'm not going to get rid of Ardagula unless he absolutely stinks up the joint. Or if we get a massive offer in from a Saudi club, I'd consider it. But he is our captain, so I don't really want to do that. We'll see what happens with that. But it would make room for Zilli. Zilli can do the job. He's not quite as good a playmaker as Ardagula, but then maybe we shift things around, have it be an attacking midfield role. I need to have a think about that over the summer. But anyway, that's the 11. Let's get into the game and let's see whether we can win another trophy. And if you are excited to see whether we can win another trophy, why not leave a like on the video for me and hit that subscribe button as well. You won't miss any of the content in the future. Most particularly, you won't miss any of the content from FM26 when that does come out. We are in a race against time to get this save done before FM26 comes out. We don't know the exact date of the beta. I've seen rumours of when it's going to be. I'm recording this on the 9th of October. I've heard rumours it's going to be the week after this. I've got another season to play. I have a full-time job. I don't have a lot of time. So we're going to see how quickly we can get through everything. If we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we can't. It is what it is. I've got to find time to edit all these videos as well. I've got a day penciled in where I'm just going to do nothing but editing and rendering and all of that wonderful stuff. But we are underway in the cup final. We, on paper, are the better team. But cup finals are cup finals, derbies are derbies. You never know what's going to happen. So we're just going to take it as it comes today and see what happens. We've got a fantastic squad, so if we need to make changes, I have faith in any player that we can bring into this team. Literally any player. Even Charles, who doesn't like big games. I've got no issue with bringing him on if we need to. AC Milan, looking to come forward here. We managed to deal with it quite casually, actually. Big ball out to Simini. I always get his name wrong. He's one of my favourite players in this team, and I always get his name completely wrong. Right, we managed to curtail the attack there. Kabasi just marshals the defence really well there. We don't necessarily need him, but if I can sign Targioni next season, I will. And Antalikos, to be fair. We don't necessarily need either of them. If I could move on Charles for a profit, I'd bring in Antalikos as the backup striker. Oh, my word. Samini. So close to 1-0 there. So close to 1-0 there. Yeah, I'd bring in Antalikos for Charles over in a heartbeat, because I've been really impressed with Antalikos. And he's a player I really chased in this save. Like, I think at Wolves I really wanted him, but he ended up going to Liverpool. It didn't work out for him there. I would be absolutely delighted if we could bring him in. Samini's gone down to a 6.4 because of that miss as well. Dropped off a little bit this season. Started the season really well. Like a house on fire. You saw in the first game of the season. You know, that glorious hat-trick that kind of kicked things off for us and this incredible season that we've had. Oh, thank God for that. I was really concerned then. He's allowed to have a bit of a drop at the end of the season. It's a bit frustrating because, you know, we've relied on him a little bit at times, but it's good to see that we play so well sometimes that we don't need him. That's a foul, surely. Yeah, it is. There we go. Gula goes down, wins us a free kick on the edge of our area just to slow things down. And half-time 0-0. Not the best scoreline. I'd like us to be winning. I'm going to say I'm not happy. And I'm going to really lay into Samini. And I'm going to have a word with Antalikos. That's upset him, but Samini reacted okay to it. Tell those two they're not doing particularly well. I'm going to tell Delorio he needs to calm himself. Everybody else will just kind of give the standard kind of, you can do it kind of thing. Now, do we make any changes? Is it early to take off Samini? I think it is, because he's got a better game in him than what he's shown today. Gula's had a good game. If Gula was on a decent game, I'd move him out wide, but I don't feel confident in doing that when he's not having a good game. Striker-wise, this is the problem. I can move Samini up front, but he's not had a good game already. I don't know. Sometimes he can pull him out. Do you know what? He can pull a rabbit out of the hat sometimes, so I'm going to give it a go. And we'll bring on Gonçalves, who sometimes can just do a bit of magic on that wing. But we'll give Samini a chance. Worst case, as Lily comes on as striker, we know he can do the job there if needed, like as an emergency striker. I think I'll just leave it at that for now. The only thing I will do is Deloro. I'm going to just change him so we don't have him ramming into people. We're just going to do that. Right. Everything else has been fine. We just can't penetrate them at the moment, but they're still a decent team. So I'm not overly surprised about our struggles with that. Let's get into the second half. Let's see whether we can just get that goal just to get us ahead. And then I think from there it will be game over. Hopefully. AC Milan getting a little bit more momentum in this half. However, we have the first highlight. Gula whips it in, looking for, I don't know who he's looking for. Samini goes to Targioni. What a goal that would have been. What a way to, I mean, it's not the end of the season just yet, but it would have been a great sign-off. The players Milan have got swamping forward there was really concerning. The problem is, because we won the league, I think maybe we switched off a little bit. Certainly, I think we haven't been quite as sharp as we were beforehand. I was going to encourage the boys just to see if we can just push them along a bit. Samini has gotten better. Gonçalves, though, hasn't had a particularly good introduction into this game. Right, Verlaine now. Tries to pass it through. Doesn't really work. Our passing hasn't been quite as sharp today. We're in a bit of a mad run where we've literally got game, day off, game, day off, game, day off, day off, game. Like, it's a really relentless end to the season with all of the games we've got. It's the first time we've really had it. We've managed our squad really well this season, and the fixtures haven't been too thick and fast, despite the fact that we've been in a European competition. We've had probably the same amount of games we'd have had in the Champions League, so that's not been an effect or anything. And the quality of our squad has been good enough that we've been able to rotate quite well. Samini gets it down to Gula. What an opportunity there, and it's from the magnificence of the Milan goalkeeper that we are not 1-0 ahead. What an opportunity. Samini and Gula combining really well there. And that's where I'm conflicted, because I know Samini can do the job as a striker really, really well. Big ball in. He's looking for Samini, and he found him there. Samini really starting to turn up in this second half. But we need it to actually lead to a goal. And right now it's not. And at the moment, I don't know if it goes to extra time in this competition. It might do. Right, Gula hasn't performed today. Might be an omen for things to come because he's not performing that well recently. So he's going to come off. I'm going to take Targioni off as well for silver. Laskowski doesn't like big games. I'm not bringing him on in this one. And I'm going to leave everything as it is at the moment. And no, I'm not. Trigos is going to come on. Although he's aggressive, let's bring him on. He's our starting right back. Let's bring him on in the cup final. And let's just see whether they can get a little bit more magic into the team, a little bit more energy just to get the job done. We've got a slightly fresher defence and an attacking midfielder who definitely can get the job done if needed. Silva! So close! Again, another player who I was potentially thinking of getting out the door. Imagine if he'd have scored there. They've made a few changes as well. It's another corner for us. Espinosa to take it. Gonçalves has improved as the game has gone on. Not by much. He's flicked on. Looking for Trigos. Can't find him. And now AC Milan had the chance to go forward. They've actually now got a throw in. It's Danny Hughes, our former Wolves player, who's looking to kind of break our hearts with a throw in here. We managed to clear it only as far as Hughes minds. And now AC Milan can build again. Can we force a mistake out of them? We know we are good at forcing mistakes out of defences. Can we do that? It's not looking likely at the moment, but maybe we can just intercept a pass somewhere or just force them into a mistake. I mean, they're a top quality team. You like to think that they're going to be not necessarily immune to it, but slightly more immune than others. It's floated in. I don't like the fact it's floated in. Trigos heads it clear, though. It's a missed header from Tenas, though. Oh, my word. Can you imagine if that was the goal that knocked us out and won AC Milan the trophy? It's not, though. Right, final 10 minutes. I'm going to go attacking. Let's try and win it in normal time. We don't want to have to mess around with this. I'm looking at fitness now more than anything because everyone's doing at least reasonably well, but it's fitness that I'm more concerned about. I'm going to bring on Cordoba. Sounds like a weird one, but Cordoba scored in the last game an absolute worldie, and we're just marshalling the midfield. So let's give him the chance to do that in this bigger game and see whether he can get the job done. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Right, Kabasi to Trigos. Zilli can't head it down there. We give possession away there, but they give possession away. Tenas now into Samini. Out wide to Gonçalves. Gonçalves out wide. Heavy touch from Gonçalves, though. We give AC Milan the possession back. Mistakes from both sides as we're getting tired in this end-of-season cup final. Oh, I thought we might have just been nicking it there from Samini. He might just get in the way of the pass, but he can't quite. Zilli has, though, and Espinosa now on the ball. Lovely work from Zilli there. Espinosa waiting for support. He's whipping it in. It's poor, but Gonçalves will get on the end of it. Another chance of a cross into Zilli, and it's Alessio Zilli off the bench, who's made it 1-0 in the cup final. And we might be adding another piece of silverware. Coppa Italia at the first attempt, and it's that man, it's Zilli. He's come on and made a big difference. And I'm asking the question now, Arda Güler, is his place in the team as captain completely confirmed? Because Zilli has popped up with moments like that this season. Not guaranteed. We've still got a bit of time in this game, but at the moment, we're adding another trophy to the cabinet. We have a free kick. Gonçalves whips in. Kabasi's unmarked. Awful from the defence of AC Milan. Or is it genius? It is getting checked for offside. It might be a stroke of genius from them. They might have done an absolute worldie on their defensive setup there. They haven't. It's 2-0. It's game over. 90th minute winner. Well, not winner, but it's added on to it. Kabasi just with a ranged header. The defence did not track him. I think they thought they'd done him with the offside. They haven't done him whatsoever. And there it is. Kabasi makes it too. Gonçalves with 2 assists today. He's come good, Gonçalves. He had a really poor start to the half, but he's ended up coming good. And all of a sudden, we have ourselves yet another trophy for this season. So that is the Super Coppa, the Serie A, and the Coppa Italia. We've done the domestic treble. It's all about the Europa League final now. The trophy we didn't want to win, but now we're in it. We want to win it. And against Leicester City, we should be able to do that. It is going to be, I'm imagining, Arda Güler, who did obviously go off in the game. Just didn't have a good game, not because of an injury or anything. But he's going to lift the trophy for the Coppa Italia. There we go. Coppa Italia is ours. Lovely. Happy days. Oh, that was a bit of a stressful game, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting us to wrap that up a bit sooner than that, but we got there in the end, and that's all that matters. And again, more food for thought. Zilli. Is it just going to be rotation between him and Güler? I think it is. I think we're probably overcomplicating it by trying to play him somewhere else and squeeze all of them into the team. Maybe we just can't do that. Because it's good to have an option like Zilli, who we know if we need to bring him on, he can have a good game. And that's exactly what he did. He got the winner in the end. So, yeah, you have to wonder. You have to wonder. Right. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go ahead, play the couple of games in between this and the other cup final, and we'll be back for the Europa League final against Leicester City. By the way, when I was talking about my schedule, this is kind of what I was on about. Let me go to... I like looking at it in training view. I don't know why. So, Atleti, 2 games. Palermo, 2 games. Milan, 1 game. Sampdoria, 1 game. Cesana, 2 games. Leicester, 3... Sorry, 2 games. 2 days. You get my point. You get my point. There's lots of games. There's not very many days in between. And the biggest gap we've got until the end of the season is a 3-day gap between Leicester and Udinese. It's utter nonsense is what it is. It's absolute utter nonsense, but it is what it is. Right, I'm going to go away. We're going to play the Sampdoria game and the Cesana game off camera. We'll come back for Leicester City, and we'll see whether we can add yet another trophy to the collection and get ourselves ready for the Champions League next season as well as possible. Against Sampdoria was nothing to write home about. We got another clean sheet. We got a couple of goals, one for Samini as well, and Silva getting in on the action with Gonçalves having a really good game too. Although the injury to Campanella was not a good thing, obviously. He is out for the rest of the season, sadly. But then we destroyed Cesana with a 6-0 drubbing, and Talikos with a couple, Zilli with 1, Samini with 1, Laskowski with 1, Gula with 1, Gula with a couple of assists as well, coming off the bench just to remind everyone who the hell he is. I actually took off Samini for him and had a good game as the right winger, so I don't know what to do next season, but either way they're going to have to play one of the places. Zilli again had a good game. It's a rare time where both Zilli and Gula both playing really well in the same 11 together, just not on the left hand side for Zilli. Right, it is cup final o'clock against Leicester City, a Leicester City who, by the way, are currently 13th in the Premier League. This should be cut and dry. It's really interesting to see the table. Wolves are still maintaining as the Champions League team. Look at Arsenal. They have had a dramatic fall. They actually sacked Pep after he joined them. So if we just go to their manager record, obviously there is us there. So we joined them then. They have really struggled to replace me. They brought in Graham Potter, lasted less than a year. Pep lasted less than 200 days. David Clark was the caretaker manager for a little period, and then you had Mehmet Ali, who has just joined and he's been there 112 days. The only manager to get anywhere near our success since I left rather, was Graham Potter, who won 2 trophies, and the 2 trophies that he won was the Community Shield and the Super Cup, which I got them into. So, can you even count them? I'm sorry, Arsenal. It's been really poor for them. It really has. They were predicted to finish 2nd as well, and they're going to get absolutely ramsacked. No, Stu, don't. I mean, I could, though. I could, because, it's the final season. Why? We'll have a look at it, but probably not. But Wolves are still doing great. I mean, we'll have a proper roundup of how all of the clubs are doing towards the end of the actual save itself, but they've still got a good amount of the players that we brought in. Trafford's still there. The back 4 is the back 4 I assembled. They've got Gavi. I'd probably do something about that. Andre still going strong at 33, which is good to see. The attacking midfield has changed a little bit. You can see that they've brought in David Martinez, who we looked to bring in. Caceres, we actually brought in. It's really good to see that he's cementing himself into this squad now. He looks like a proper player, actually. If we're looking for another playmaker or attacking midfielder, he's the guy. Do you know what? I'm scouting him. He's not very quick, but he looks sensational, doesn't he? Genuinely. He's not got the best average rating, to be fair, but he's played 50 times for them, so he must be doing something right. Pedrolo I had nothing to do with, but I had everything to do with Atuesta. Not had the best of seasons this year, but remember, injury problems, also doesn't like big games, and also doesn't like living away from home. So he's a fantastic striker, plagued with madness. Really good to see that is still doing good, though, as a squad, because I'm really proud of that squad that we assembled. I mean, they're punching well above their weight, so fair play to them. Where did I get? I got onto the favoured personnel. I would kind of think I win a Premier League with them, I'd get a bit higher than that, but you know, it is what it is. Right, I'm waffling on. Let's get to the Europa League final, the trophy that we didn't want to be in, and let's see whether we can win it. Let me just make sure that I've got this selected correctly. Again, it's done the thing. There we go. And make sure that this is selected as well. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So we are going to go with Urbig in goal, Trigos, Kabasi, Targioni and Urbano in defence, Verlaine and Tenas in the middle with Samini, Gula and Espinosa supporting Antalikos up front. The injury to Campanella hasn't really changed anything, but we would have obviously liked to have had him fit. Zilli on the bench, despite the fact he's in the better form between him and Gula. Actually, don't you know what? Gula actually picked it up. So it's not too bad, but also he's a bit fresher. We've got a couple of players in with very heavy match loads. There's nothing I can really do about that. Unless I didn't want to start my best starting 11, which I obviously do want to do. So it is what it is. Right. Final game you're going to see this season, and then I'll play the final two off camera, and then we'll just have a quick look at what the table looks like after that, and let's just see whether we can get ourselves one final trophy this year, the one that we really didn't really care about, but now we're in the final, I do care about it. Let's see if we can do it. We've only played one other game on camera from the Europa League, and it was against PSV, and that was back in the league phase, so that shows you how much I really was not that bothered about this competition. Again, the idiocy of myself not to recognise 5th place in Serie A, Stu. They're not in the Champions League, but £200 million to spend. That buys you a place in the Champions League next season if you spend it right. We spent it very well, I would say. Right, corner. Gula to Urbano. Back to Gula. Gula into Targioni. Targioni. The centre-backs... I mean, I don't quite know why the centre-back is on the edge of the area there. Maybe he's not the tallest. I think he's 6 foot, actually. Right, Tenas to Targioni. Floats it out to Gula. Gula coming out on this right wing like a right winger. Who does he think he is? Samini into Espinosa, into Urbano. Good save from the Leicester goalkeeper, and it is going to be a corner. Look, lovely to see the resurgence of Leicester in this save, actually. They have been a reasonable mid-table Premier League team, so to see them in the Europa League is pretty good, actually. I'm quite happy about that. We've been all over them to begin with. No breakthrough just as of yet. We'll just keep plugging away at it, though. There's no point worrying just at this point. Right, Urbano with the throw-in. Well into the Leicester half. Into Espinosa. Back to Urbano. Into Verlaine. Verlaine to Tenas. What a midfield pairing they are. Verlaine, he's not going to go for one, is he? He is. Oh, and he nearly got it as well. I'd have been delighted with that. Hands are off the mouse at the moment, by the way. I'm just chilling. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing because we are looking very good, but we do need to start penetrating them a little bit better at some point. If Antalikos scores today, it's going to be a real sign of me maybe looking to get him in and get rid of Charles. Not that Charles has been bad. He scored plenty of goals, but again, it's just a big game thing. And with Charles, I have seen it when I have tried to use him in big games. He just every now and then looks a little bit shaky and just doesn't look like he quite has it in those kind of big moments. Obviously, he has got that trait, which is a difficult thing to kind of navigate. But again, that trait isn't the be-all and end-all. We saw with Cole Palmer at Bayern Munich that he... Don't you dare. Oh, that would have been a bit concerning. In the Champions League, we go 1-0 down there, and that's what we need to bear in mind. Although this team is very, very good, it's still not quite a Champions League level. Potentially, it might be, but we need to play that kind of opposition week in, week out. Right, I'm going to say that one. Because I'm not happy with that performance, actually. It's a little bit sloppy. We'll have a word with all of you. I mean, they're all tired, to be fair, so I can't really be too harsh on them. I think we are going to make some changes that I probably wouldn't normally make. I'd probably give everyone a bit more of a chance, but I think we want to win this game. We need to kind of take drastic action. So, Gula off, Zilli on. Samini off, Gonçalves on. Big changes, but... both are in good form. Both are fresher than the other. Well, Zilli's not actually that much fresher than Gula. Gula's just having a poor game. So he's been doing that recently, actually, on camera. He's been a bit camera shy. I'll keep Urbano on for the time being. And we'll just get into the second half and we'll see whether we can get ourselves a cheeky goal to win another trophy. That'd be lovely. Right, let's go out there and let's do it. Let's see whether those couple of players in the forward line are just going to freshen things up. We just start getting the ball to Gonçalves. I'm sure he'll start making things happen. And we know Zilli can do Zilli things as well. So let's see whether we can get underway. We can also go attacking if we feel the need to. I don't feel the need to do that quite at this moment. But the need is starting to creep in to my kind of subconscious though. Right, we have a highlight. Lily on the ball from the throw-in. Kabasi now coming forward into Trigos. Trigos to Gonçalves. Gonçalves, first time we're seeing him in a highlight since coming off the bench. Whips it in, looking for Antalikos. Antalikos needs to finish there. The thing with Antalikos is he's tall, not very good in the air though. Quite average in the air actually. So bit disappointing. Right, we have a free kick. Targioni into Urbano. Decent game from Targioni so far. Again, another player I'd like to bring in. Zilli is in the area. He's holding it up. Goes back to Espinoza. And Espinoza, Jeremy Espinoza, makes it 1-0 in the cup final. It is 1-0 in the 66 minutes. And it's the Spanish winger who, I think he's Spanish. Is he Spanish? I don't know. I can't remember if he's Spanish, but he was on a 6.5. Zilli's gone and changed the game for us there. Oh, he's done the defender there. He's sold him up the road for a kipper. Lovely stuff. And that is 1-0. I need to know now. Have I misnationed Espinoza? Let me have a check. He is Spanish. He looks Spanish to me. Right, that's fine. 1-0. Changes have worked, definitely. At least the Zilli one has worked. Get rid. Thank you. We don't need any silliness. Right, Zilli now leading a counter-attack here. We are having players swarm forward. There are a lot of defenders to navigate, though. Right, Zilli looking to get the ball to someone, doesn't quite work. D'Oliveira doesn't keep the ball in, actually. It ends up going out for a throw-in. Really, really happy with Zilli's work so far. That attacking midfield three are doing wonders. And Tarkos still not having a particularly good game, so I am going to make some changes now. This is more for freshness more than anything. Espinoza is shattered despite scoring that goal. So I'm actually going to bring on Takita and Charles. We'll do that. And then I should probably make a defensive change, really, shouldn't I? Kabasi's nervous and tiring, so we'll take him off for Silva. Tom Laskowski, I don't want to bring him on in the cup final with that trait. I'm not confident enough with him to do that just yet, because that trait has developed this season, so we need to keep a bit of an eye on that. Leicester have got back into the game a little bit. They're having shots, but they're not really doing much with them. But 1-0 is still a bit of a nervy scoreline. I don't really want to take anything for granted until we get that final whistle. We've creeped over the line here, but we are very tired. The run that we've been in has been insane, but we have done it. This is the first time we've won the Europa League in this save, in the second to last season. Kind of madness that we've only won it now, but we kind of had a bit of a byline through to the Champions League, didn't we, with Wolves? So there it is. We are Europa League winners. Back to back to back trophy lifts, I think, in games that we've shown you. 2 in this video and then 1 in the last video as well. Well, that is pretty much the season. We are going to play those final 2 games off camera. I'll show you the results of those in a moment, but that is a good victory and it sets us up really well for the Champions League next season. Zilli, very much my I was going to say my man of the match, but to be fair, rating-wise, Villain is just holding the midfield down. They did have chances, but we bossed everything else, so really happy with that. Really happy indeed. And it just sets us up nicely for the Champions League next season. Well, I say that. Hopefully it does. We'll find out. Right. Udinese and Sassuolo are the final 2 games. We have got a quadruple as well, which is fabulous. We are going to be, I think, remembered as a bit of a legend here. And I feel comfortable here, actually. I feel really comfortable. I'd actually, if I was carrying on the save, I'd stay here for a few seasons, even though we've won everything. I really would. Because why wouldn't I? Like, with the success that we've had. Am I on the list? Favourite personnel, not even the season gone yet, and within the favourite personnel, we've beaten we've beaten every single player at the club to that. Every single player. None of them have made it onto this list just yet, on any category. We've beat them all. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right, give me a moment. I'll play those final 2 league games of the season, and we will see how everything looks. Complete correction, by the way. That's not our first Europa League win. We won it with Wolves. It's not going to let me have a look at this now, but this was the game where we won it and we battered Fiorentina, Italian club, funnily enough, 8-2. Cook with 2, Fernandez with 1, Dalot with 2, Hughes with 1, Atuesta with 2. When we were literally just absolutely cooking everyone in the Premier League. I think this was the season where we won our first Premier League as well. I could be completely wrong on that. 28-29, let's have a look. Season of 28-29. No, we finished 6th. So that was that my first season at Wolves? It might have been, actually. No, the season before would have been our first season at Wolves. So back-to-back 6th place finishes, and then we won the title. And that's when I left, after winning the title. Right, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah, sorry, correction. We have won the Europa League, and it was glorious. We have another loss. Not that it really matters at this point, but we did lose against Udinese away from home. We dominated them. Got properly FM'd in this one, but it is what it is. Laskowski got a goal from a Gonçalves corner, and we had 2 injuries. Takita and Villain ruled out only for 3 and 4 weeks respectively, but that is then done for the final game of the season, which did go a little bit better than this one, to be fair. We'll quickly show you the game against Sassuolo. 3-1 at home. And Talakos, if it's his last appearance for us, he did very, very well. He scored 2. Espinosa scored 1. Gula got an assist. Samini got 2 assists. Samini, no longer the top goal scorer in Serie A, but he definitely gave it a good go and got a couple of assists just to finish the season off as well. So that is how those standings finish. We've got a couple of people who are the top of things. Player of the match, Samini. He was only second in the goal scoring as well, so not far off. It was the best player in the league rating-wise, and Gonçalves had the most assists. And of course, we know about Urbig with his 22 clean sheets. I've got nothing other than wonderful things to say about this season. It's one of my favourite seasons I think I've ever played, because the team just has surpassed all expectations. It really has. It's been utterly fantastic. Now, what we'll do is we'll do a normal transfer special, although I think it will be a bit of a shorter one than normal, because we don't have that much really to do, because we have already done pretty much all of our business, although we do still have some money to spend, so we'll see what happens with that. But bear in mind, of course, wage-wise, there is going to be a fair bit of wage that's going to come out of here. So actually, we are going to need to up this. So let me just do that. That should cover that. There we go. So we've got about that to spend. In terms of players in and out, we'll talk about it in the next video, but I don't feel the need to make any drastic changes. We're obviously going to be losing a few players from loans, but even then, I think we've covered those. So it is what it is. But I think a season's go, that is pretty fantastic. Every trophy on offer has been won. It's all about the Champions League next season. Let's see whether we can do that. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to leave a like on there for me and hit that subscribe button as well, so you don't miss any of the content to come in the future. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.